Why is it called Victory? We went out to Park Falls and the folks out there were explaining to us how they came up with the name Victory, and it came out of the pandemic. It was a scary time for a lot of manufacturing in the United States. And St. Croix took the opportunity to help people get out on the water and enjoy it better by building a rod with the highest level of technology that they had built to date. They created an all new material in the SCIII+, and they manufactured it in the States and got those employees in the factory back to work during the pandemic and got more anglers out on the water. To them, it was a huge victory. Victory means something different to everybody. To me, personally, what Victory stands for in this particular series of rods was, I think a lot of the US made rods that were getting really popular, that we were selling a lot of, that I like to fish with, were getting pretty exorbitant price points. They were getting so expensive that it was really hard to justify buying multiple models of a certain series of rod or something like that. This is one of the finest examples of American ingenuity I've seen, especially in the fishing industry, in a long, long time, of being able to create value, but be extremely impressive to fish with. So to me, it's a victory for St. Croix that they were able to produce an American-made rod at such a good price point that is so popular with so many hardcore tournament anglers. But it means a lot, it's something different to everybody, so we asked a few other anglers what Victory meant to them.
I grew up in the Midwest and oftentimes went to Park Falls, Wisconsin to buy a new St. Croix rod every year before Wisconsin fishing opener. So St. Croix runs deep in my blood, you might say. I've been attached to this brand for a long time. It was always a dream of mine to fish professionally, you know, from the days of fishing small junior club tournaments in Minnesota to college, to grinding it out throughout the Bassmaster Open, sleeping in a tent on the road, traveling across the country. Victory to me is all a part of that progression to where I am now today, getting to live my dream and fish professionally on the Bassmaster Elite Series, starting from a little boy visiting Park Falls, buying a rod, progressing all the way through junior college, regional events to the Opens, and now the Bassmaster Elite Series. I would say that's what victory is for me, is getting to the point where I am today.
To me, fishing is tied to everything, and some would view that as a sickness, and I acknowledge that to a degree. But fishing for me is at the core of freedom itself, because it's how so many of us choose to exercise the freedom we have. To me, fighting for our country in Afghanistan and around the world as a Green Beret, and then surviving the experience to come home and be a citizen in the country that I thought was worth dying for, that's victory. But to learn to walk again, and to get to fish again, and to be able to fish every chance I get, now that's true victory. And to have the kind of advantage in fishing with my equipment that I used to have in the Special Forces in the fight, that's a victory too.
As you can see, victory means something different to everybody. If you're a hardcore angler and you want to get your hands on a Victory rod and get out on the water, prepare yourself for victory, because I promise you, you're going to be impressed with this line of Victory rods.